Seeing a car fall into a ditch, his first reaction wasn't to save people, but to pull out the nails on the road, because these nails that caused the accident were all hammered into the ground by him. At first, he just scattered nails on the road, but they were often knocked flying by trucks, so he used a drill to make holes in the road, and then placed the nails in them. He didn't do this to harm people. In fact, he was the owner of a repair shop. The shop was on a national highway, and business was barely enough to make ends meet. But recently, a developer came to the town. Since the road started construction, cars have been taking detours one after another. The traffic flow dropped sharply, and naturally, the shop's business worsened too. Not only that, the big trucks brought a lot of dust, making it hard for them to even eat properly. The man couldn't stand it anymore. He ran to the construction site and demanded compensation from the developer. But this was normal construction. Who would pay attention to him? So the man started causing trouble and accidentally knocked down the developer's daughter. The woman was so angry that she called the police. The police scolded the man, saying this project was a major matter for the town, and told him not to stir up trouble anymore. The man finally made it home, only to be complained at by his wife. Thinking about all these troubles, he became completely dejected. But a turn of events soon came. One night, while repairing a car, he found the tire was punctured by a metal patch. After replacing the tire, the man had a bad idea. He immediately raised the price on the spot. It should have only cost $50, but he said it would be $200. The customer was unwilling, but his girlfriend urged him to leave, so he had to pay $200. After tasting the sweetness again, the man's mood improved a lot. When he was packing his tools, he saw the metal patch on the tire. It seemed like he thought of something. Looking at his thin wife, after a moment of inner struggle, his conscience was still defeated by reality. In the middle of the night, he secretly scattered metal patches on the highway. The next morning, customers really came to his shop. He tricked the customers into replacing their tires and got a considerable sum of money. He thought life was finally getting better, but in the following days, the shop became quiet again. There were clearly cars passing by, but nothing happened to them. The man was confused. He went to the place where he had scattered the metal patches, and after careful observation, he found out that big trucks were bouncing the metal patches away. To make more money, he improved the metal patches. When his wife fell asleep, he quietly ran out of the house and scattered the metal patches on the road. Suddenly, someone tapped him on the shoulder. This scared the man a lot. It turned out to be his wife. His wife felt uneasy about his behavior. If someone got into a car accident because of this, they would all be ruined. The man comforted her, saying that once they made enough money, they would leave the town forever. Under his reassurance, his wife had to agree. Little did they know what big trouble their actions would bring. The man's body began to swell, like a huge balloon. It looked like he was about to explode. All the doctors ran away in fear. Only one person stayed behind, but he was soon swallowed by fat. The man ran toward the city center. The ground shook with each step he took. The terrifying scene scared the passers-by. Just as he was about to hurt someone, a scent caught his attention. The man ran straight toward it. He saw a woman inside, then reached his hand into the house. The woman, frightened, fell onto the bed. However, the man didn't hurt her. He just wanted to eat the chicken legs inside, but they weren't even enough to fill the gap between his teeth. Suddenly he felt a stomachache, so he quickly covered it with his hand. People seemed to realize something. The next second, the man let out a loud fart. As the gas hit, it was as if a typhoon had swept through the street. A girl was almost blown away. An elderly man, unaware of what was happening, struck a match. The police tried to stop him, but it was already too late. The man woke up suddenly, scared. It had all just been a dream. He decided to start losing weight. The next day, he signed up for a dance class, but he looked completely out of place. When he tried switching to weightlifting, this time he broke the equipment. Desperate, he went to see a Chinese doctor. Even though he was pricked like a hedgehog, his weight didn't change at all. He mustered the courage to ask his crush out to a bar. At first, they chatted happily, but the mood was ruined by a singer trying to liven up the atmosphere. He said the man's butt was like a watermelon. The man lost face in front of his crush, feeling both angry and embarrassed, so he immediately returned to his lab to mix a mysterious potion. Even though he didn't know the consequences, his only thought was to lose weight. The man drank it without hesitation. Then he looked extremely painful, fell to the ground and lost consciousness. Soon the potion took effect. His body deflated rapidly. When he woke up from the coma, he was not only thin, but also very handsome. The man could hardly believe it, walking out of the lab happily. His large-sized clothes no longer fit. He put on all kinds of tight clothes, an experience he'd never had before. After that, he found his crush, pretended not to know her and struck up a conversation, and they met again at that bar. This time he was very confident. He not only talked back to the singer, but also physically stuffed him into a piano. When he returned to his seat, his lips suddenly started to swell.